Hello, everybody. Um, so, I hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you for joining me here at Underneath Her Skin. I want to talk today. So, it's a story time, and I want to talk about a situation that happened to me when I was in middle school. So, you've seen the title, and I felt like it was necessary to talk about this because a lot of people go through it. Some of the kids on my caseload go through it all the time. Um, and it's something that is rampant within school. So I want to share with you, my story about being bullied in middle school. And so the way that the story began is basically I left Jamaica when I was pretty young and I came here and I was living in Brooklyn at the time. And when I came here, they basically put me back on in seventh grade, and I ended off the year. It was around May or whatnot, so I ended off seventh grade. I was just in seventh grade for like a month. Ended seventh grade. The following year, I was in eighth grade. So I was dealing with like culture shock, being in a new country because I migrated from Jamaica, being in a new country, and being in a new school, having to meet new people, having to befriend new people. But I'll be honest with you to say that I made some friends fairly quickly. But there was this one girl. This started in eighth grade. When I went back to school, um, there was a girl and a boy. I believe they were related, but I think they were like cousins. They weren't brother and sister, or maybe they were. I don't really remember. It's been some time. So they came to school, but they not being that I am a social worker now, working in the school and having more knowledge now, I understand better the background. So they didn't come to school every day. There were definitely days that they missed school throughout the week. That much I remember because they weren't consistent in being present in school. But whenever this girl comes to school for whatever reason, she would target me. And I didn't do anything to her. I would just show up to school. I was, in this friendship group with what I consider like the popular kids at that time. And I think people like gravitated to me because I'm new to the school, and I guess I don't know if being from the Caribbean made any difference, but I made friends fairly quickly. And so this girl, I don't know how they target people. And I would say to you, like, just some background story about me as a child. I was very, very quiet. Um, I was kind of the kid where you say something harsh to me and I would literally start crying. So I don't know if I gave off that persona. I don't know what it is, but she targeted me. And like I said, I don't know why. So what would happen is every time she would come to school, she would kind of like come to my face and try to say something negative to me or whatever the case is. And I remember specifically where there was a day when we were outside. I didn't live too far from the school, but I was still able to walk home, but I was also able to take the bus. And at that time, they gave us like half reduced fare Metro cards if you live closer to the school. And I was at the bus stop with another friend of mine, and we were waiting for the bus. And here comes this girl. She came to my face and was saying some stuff to me. And my friend at that time, one of the girls that I was close to at that time, went, it's like I'm standing, the bully standing in front, and my friend literally got in the middle of us. And she was like, yo, leave her alone. And she was like, no, we're going to fight. I'm going to fight her. And mind you, like, this girl don't know me from nowhere. I don't have much conversations with her. It was simply just me being targeted. And so my friend got in the middle, and she bullied me a few times before this, and I literally just said, I said to myself, enough is enough. I don't know where that courage came from. I think it was basically me deciding like I've had enough and I want this to stop. Whether or not this would be something that worked out in my favor or not, I did not know. But all I wanted was to just say, I'm tired of it. I was tired of her bothering me when I'm at school. She would target me in the lunchroom and, kind of like try to fight me at different times. And my friends then had always like just kind of like stop it and leave her alone kind of situation. The teachers were scared of her because she's kind of like one of the kids who, like a student who I don't know if she was in this foster care system. I really don't know her background, to be honest with you. But it just, looking back at things now, I can tell she had a troubled childhood. So the teacher were kind of scared to even speak much. So there were times when I literally was in the principal's office, eating lunch in the principal's office because I'm trying to avoid this girl. There were times when she would bother me, and the principal was pretty cool at that time. I didn't have any problems with her. So I would say, can I come to your office? And I would tell her, this girl is targeting me and I don't want to deal with it. So I go sit in her office. So this particular day, as I said, we're going home, we're at the bus stop, and this girl comes up. And I literally just moved my friend out of the way. And I said, yo, I'm tired of this. And if we're going to fight, we're going to fight. And we did. So at this point, the girl is throwing her hands. I'm fighting her. And in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm going to beat her up kind of situation. And we fought. We were on the ground. We were both hitting. All of that stuff happened. And I remembered eventually someone parted the fight. And I was so upset. I got home. I walked home. Like I said, I don't live far from there. And I got up and I walked home. And me in my rage was like, yo, I'm walking home and I'm coming back because I'm going to do her damage. Like, I was so upset. And my stepsister at that time is who basically said to me, I literally went home for something, that could do her damage. And my sister was like, yo, you're not going nowhere. Just sit down. And that's that. And I remember like just taking a deep breath, and I'm remembering this like it was yesterday. I was still very upset. And when I went home, I didn't leave the house again. The next day when I went to school, everybody was like, hey, you're okay? Are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. One of the things that ended that day was this girl bullying me. And I realize now the power in standing up for yourself. Because if I did not stand up for myself, I believe that she would have continued to bully me. And it just shows that there are times when, as I say to my students now, make sure you tell an adult. Don't try to defend or deal with the situation on your own. First, tell an adult, all of these things. But there is something about standing up to this bully that liberated me and that literally ended me being bullied. Since that day, this girl never bullied me again. And I'm here to say basically that, I'm not condoning violence. But what I am encouraging you guys to do is that there comes a time when you literally just have to stand up for yourself, because enough is enough. And as much as you try to do the right thing, as much as you try to turn the other cheek, as much as you try to go to an adult, and that is all good, but it was until I stood up for myself that this girl literally left me alone. And after that, I never had any problems. Like, middle school there's so much that you go through in middle school. And like, I only spent literally like a full year in middle school here in the United States. But there's so much transition and changes that you go through. And for anyone to add being bullied to it, that's a whole nother level. And no one should have to go through that. So I am imploring everyone to, when you see somebody being bullied, please do alert an adult. And if there is a group of people, you stand up to this person who is being, the bully that's bullying someone, because there's power in numbers. And I'm thankful for my friend. Her name is Rochelle. I'm thankful for her for standing up for me that day, because her doing that also gave me the courage to stand up for myself. And so, it's very much important that when we're going through these things, that we're able to support each other and stand up for each other in spite of what's going on um, during the times when we have these challenges. So that's what I just wanted to share with you guys, just my experience of being bullied in middle school, how I was able to stand up to my bully, even though it was hard, even though I didn't know if I could fight this girl. The fact that I wanted it to end gave me the courage to stand up to her and fight for my just for myself and not be bullied anymore, because I did all the things that I needed to do. I told the adults, but this girl just kept bothering me, and I wanted this to end. So that's just my story time. Please let me know if there's ever a time where you've been bullied before, how you handle it, how you are handling it, because I know it's a very tough situation to be in, and no one needs to be bullied. I am an advocate against bullying. Even at my job right now, it's not something. We are an anti-bullying school, and I'm just encouraging everyone to not to bully anyone, and to just support each other as best as we can, and to stand up against bullying. All right. Hopefully that inspires someone. Share your thoughts in your comments about what that means for you, if you've ever been bullied, or if you were able to support someone being bullied for the better by standing up for them and for the cause against bullying. All right, guys, thank you again for joining me here today at Underneath Her Skin. As always, thank you for liking, for sharing, and subscribing to my videos. Have a great day, and let's stand up against bullying together. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.